Today is going to be a pick an object, even though I can tell you what these objects are, but these objects are based on what there is to retrieve from or for the soul in this coming pathway going forward, particularly because the reality has expanded in such a profound manner that there will be certain fragments or shards or parts or particles even that can be retrieved from the original form, such as yourself. Your spirit and your soul are adding parts to your being in order to exist within the processing of this reality as you are embarking into an experience that is based on many karmic achievements and dharmic achievements, experiences such as that. So consider this as pick a pile, and I will look into these energies with you and for you and bring out what can be understood. The reason I'm not naming these objects is because only you will know what those things are in yourself, and so each pile may present perhaps a cluster or a collective aspect to what it is that you're looking for. Therefore, you may even find that there may be information in all three, or you may find it in particular parts only in one section. Either way, it is your free will to choose, because you are ultimately deciding what comes through for you. And we will begin. This is the Arcana Veil. Welcome, Pile 1, Object 1. What I'm picking up for the part or particle or aspect or element that you're seeking to acquire or that you have been looking for explains to me that you have taken time in order to prep for your journeys. You may be a being that is focused on planning. You may also be a being who is seeking to expand on what you've already planned. So in a sense, you seek the harmony based on the plans that you have acquired and what you have experienced. In this part of your journey, you may encounter an element that would reflect this nuance of path that you are currently exploring. In this reality, you are also seeking attainment of a higher form and a recollection of that nature of your personal self being. In this nature, there are profound aspects that have come forward to you, which you have taken note on observing. And within that, you will encounter a deeper embodying experience with yourself, within yourself, and with those around you. I'm also hearing that there is a reflection period that you're in right now, and this reflection period is based on the frequency of, I'm hearing someone exploring frequency of light. I'm hearing frequency of light and sound as healing modalities. So one of you may be practicing, one or more of you may be practicing perhaps light and sound healing. those modalities that are coming through in the way that you will explore that will come through music that you may hear within yourself, your inner part of who you are. May not be literal music with the ears, but you may hear the music nonetheless. You are one that seeks the journey to encounter, to seek, to want to have a better life. You seek to experience a betterment of your personal achievements. You may also encounter many on the way, on the road. This is what will lead you to this passage that you are on, your journey. You are exploring the relationship between yourself, your body, and what you experience from the outside inward, so that you are able to bring it across outwardly. Some may compose music, some may compose the ideas or the ideologies that they have encountered themselves in the path. And when I say that, I'm hearing that there is an explanation that must be given for this particular process. And so the information that is coming through to you is based on what you not only hear with your ears, but also with your feelings, your heart. And that sound is the music of your heart. And you're seeking to know the deeper parts of how to truly understand, because you know that there have been signs that have been given to you that have pointed to you as being forthcoming in your journey going forward, as in assisting you, as in bringing reverence to who you are, as in being the being of the self. And the being of the self is exploring this part of your existence. This is a first time period for many old souls. This first time of experience is to encounter a reality that many old souls have worked on for many ages to implement into this reality. You could say this message has been coming through for quite some time. This message in expanding the consciousness within the self is only felt and met in an environment energetically that is accommodating the self, yours, its expansion. And in this manner, you are able to experience that passage going forward. Therefore, a lot of attainment has been sought, has been worked on to acquire that experience, to encounter and experience the expansion of the reality in itself. And in that way, that encountering was met within you, and you have allowed yourself in your lineage of soul, family, spirit family, ancestral lines to accommodate this expansive process. This is felt individually, uniquely within each and every one of yourself, and those that you encounter may not always be recognized by outside or others because of the ratio in terms of the expansion itself. Therefore, some may experience the reality as expansive, radical, vast, while others may experience it as minuscule, lateral, flat planes of underdeveloped experiences. Therefore, it is always in the eye of the perceiver in which the expansion is felt and encountered and experienced. In this manner, you are finding the one key that has been on your road for a long time. Perhaps the message in itself presents what has had to take place before you could fully encounter the form, the shape of the key, of the object, of what it is that you seek. For others of you, you may have sought a person, a companion to experience this journey also. And for others of you may have encountered the fact that you are able to touch on the smaller parts of your personal self-development and finally feel free to be able to do that without fearing judgment, without fearing what has happened, without experiencing the wounds of the past, of many past lives. Your life is rich in past experiences. You're experiencing a fragment of all of that in one concentration of one experience, amplified through various ideas and beliefs. In this journey, you may encounter a pathway that will display itself in how you are coming across to it. We will look and see what the oracles have to say with regards to this process and how to mark it going forward. We have the 10th house. We have beloved. We have the 4th house. And the key card, a lily. In this experience, you are seeing the markers that will indicate to you when and in what way you have already encountered the key or the particle or the aspect or the element that you have been looking for, the shard that you have been seeking, and how it is related to the exploration of the personal self. In here we have the 10th house, which is indicative of your experience in your reality, your physical reality, your material reality, where there is a lot of that influence that is assisting you to be able to establish that pathway. Sometimes it was not always supposed to be that difficult either. That was because you've had a lot of people attaching to you their beliefs that would create a subjective outcome which would load up and diminish the ratio in order to establish your own destiny, which you are making. Destiny is not solid or static. It is in the making of the current event experience itself. We have beloved here, we have home, family, ancestry, the fourth house. This was the message that came through from your lineage to bring across this information to you through here, because you are ready to hear it now. The outcome, the key that you seek to wish to attain is to heal from that which has caused you pain. The lily grows through very trials and heavy mire and dark shadows that are often mistaken for pollutants, when in actual fact the balance is between the harmony and the ratio of how much light you permit within yourself to allow the frequency to present itself. In simple resolution here, the heavier your path appeared to be for you, the more it had forged the pressure around you in order to form a diamond, so that you can come out of that and see your own courage through your experience, through your own development. And though it feels as if certain things may always be too simple to comprehend, and sometimes too simple in comprehending something is often a problem. Sometimes the information is so simple that it baffles the mind. The insight is clear here that you are able to understand now in your truth that the path that you have been looking for is the ability to perceive your growth. That was what you have been looking for to understand. And that is telling you that you need to look at what you have experienced. And in that experience, you understand your growth. And you will then understand that the depth of your harmony, the ratio of your music within you, have been orchestral, vast, and great. This was your message. This was the Arcana Veil. Object 2, Pile 2. I hear the Ancient of Days. You are come from the Ancient of Days with much tribulation and trials on your name. In this passage of this experience within the coming into this expansive reality in its making, you are experiencing a pathway that is personal to you, more deeper, more internal, more delicate than ever before. In the past, you have come from the Ancient of Days. Sing of your experience as you process the passage of time. And in time, you are a master of your own making, with the assistance of, at times, your ancestral lineage, your guides from your past have come with you. You have traveled far over many ages, as time and its reality is forming in an age where you are experiencing the passage of the knowing of the self. In this reality, you are encompassing the harmony of both parts and other parts that you have sought out to build back on into yourself. Some of these parts have been flooded away, particularly in the age of the water ages, Atlantean flooding, the Younger Dryas events that have devastated your reality and threw you out of sync. And it has been in that out of sync space, tumbling you forward in recollecting all of that parts back into yourself until you have found your feet dry on the ground again. The feet that is dry within the self. Yet your hands are sweaty and moist from the previous age and its fall that there was, that you had encountered, and this is beyond the current environmental timeline of this reality. I'm seeing you have traversed through many layers of time that have been folded upon itself as you have looped yourself, unfortunately, to the emotional events around those aspects. For others, you may have encountered the experience of knowing that there was a fall, a great fall that had taken place prior even to this existence of this current reality. Beyond that even, I'm seeing at least 3 fall periods that you have been through. The fact that you have struggled with the water fall, the fall of the water, the flood period, tells you that you have struggled with emotional bonding, perhaps how it has bonded itself to you. You have found yourself in a place where you have been thirsting for wisdom, for knowledge, for a sign, for guidance, for something to come to you, just something to come to me, to know that I am on the right path. I need to know. I hear that over and over through your energy. Over the ages it resounds like an echo, and the echo has created a water rush of energy that has been condensed through heat in the days. You have survived ages of war. You have gone through those periods. Every man, woman, and child survives the age of war, even if they do not physically do so. You understand that. It's almost irrelevant for me to say that to you, but you need to hear that. It is not based on the formation of your reality, of what you construct yourself as. You understand that it is beyond the reality of the emotion that has come through with you. In this period where you are right now, as I'm touching this table, you understand this measured moment as the quickening of a reality that is becoming more apparent within your compassion, the compassion that you have towards yourself. In this process, you understand that you are encountering a manner in which you are able to reform your process by the making of your own compassion to self. And this means that you are allowing yourself to observe without trying to solve the puzzle. Because every puzzle, every game, every quiz is connected to some part that is not always the measure of the biggest part. It's not always your riddle to solve. In this form, you are understanding that you are experiencing an expansion within the personal knowing of your true gnosis. Gnosis comes through where you encounter the light from within, and in the light within that, it reestablishes and equalizes the days that you are understanding yourself to move through. The more fluent you move, the smoother the days flow around you. You encounter that trust around you slowly unravel it, slowly unwrapping that process with more awareness, not because of the sake of doing it in a rushed manner, because you seek to expand into the next, because you are looking. All of that which you look for is always here within you. It's in your hands, in your body, in your DNA, forged by your soul, by your spirit, ultimately determining the passage of time. How do you move from the process of pain that you have encountered from the fall? How do you heal from that fallen age? You are already healed. Just looking back at it is telling you that that was just merely a small part of a greater expansion process taking itself to the next level. Ice, fire, water, these elements are part of your constructed experience. You are encountering a deeper notion now of what is cure. You may not be so desirous, or perhaps sometimes you feel delirious with thirst, with the hunger for thirst, to know, to need, to have, to feel, to experience, to touch, to want. These elements are all part of the nature of the being of what we all are. There is no more fear around that anymore. This is the particle, the element, the elemental, the form, the frequency, the water, the cup that you have sought to have. It is already within you. It is why you are here, to remember that again. We will look at what the oracle has to say. Star, where you come from is your roots. Seventh house, relationships. Taurus, may be prominent inside of you, may be part of who you are, yet Taurus is also a representation of the reality, the physical terra firma upon which you are in. You have the ancestral support and that which has come from beyond where you come from, that is helping you to carry you, even if you may not always see or feel them. They are not regular in the reality that you experience, but come as irregular formations of angles of your light. We have the relationship, marriage, business, partners. Seventh house frequency is telling you that this is the passage in which you have been preparing yourself to go towards, that you are seeking to heal within the self. The relationship with the emotions that have tied you up into the flood of the fall of the previous age. As I've said, you have survived 3 great falls, but it is not the measure of the descendants. It is the shaping of the stone that has always been within you, your stone, your cornerstone of power. May this bode you well. Until next time. Pile 3, Object 3. You have been forever altered in the passage of the period of bliss. You have come into the fold of your true self now. You are embodying the coat of many colors that has always been the drive to seek to wear in your current state. In this passage of your experience of this forming, reforming, blissful shaping of reality in its condolences, and what was condoned before is now revealed here in this hollow of your heart, in the furthest point of your mind where you seek to remember to attain it once more. In this period of this process, you are adjourned from the eternal state of learning what you already have recalled through your being. In this passage of experience, you are realizing that you are formed through your own beliefs, through what you have encountered and had chosen to place upon yourself. You are in the making, currently unmaking, undoing many condoning contracts that have been attached to your energy, to you, that which had tried to reform you, made you believe and perceive that you were limited in the grace of existence in this present space. You are here, but not here. You are subtly shaped to become more whole within the truer form of yourself. It is not the origin of the passage of time, but the behavior once it comes in contact with the nature of this reforming age that all life is in right now. You are exploring the veins of your heart through trials, but you are being reminded to explore the sum of the experience through bliss. You seek bliss by exploring unhappiness. That is how you know that you have attained bliss beyond that. A better way is presenting itself for you right now. You are being shown that it is not the summary of the wound itself, what you have experienced from encountering and being made to believe that it is good for you, that all suffering is good. It is not. It is the antithesis of bliss. It is not through suffering that one attains bliss. You know that deep within. This is why the encountering experience in this reality was difficult to comprehend, let alone to wear as a new coat. You are here in this period where you are understanding the meaning of your own true happiness and deciding, establishing, and setting it in place as exploring your bliss. You hunger for the bliss as it is understood to be presented by many, and yet you understand that you can pick holes through them effortlessly. It is within the nature of your true self that you encounter the knowing that you have already presented to yourself the path, the pattern, the process in order to know what bliss truly is. It comes without noise. It comes in quiet. It presents in small nuances, small pathways, small particles of experiences. And that by that reforming experience you understand or will understand or may understand that it is not the grandiose experience but that which is minimal and delicate and gentle and playful that you encounter bliss. Unlike how it is being presented, you are not from any location, but of a measured time in itself, in the folding and unfolding of the balance between what is truly divine within and what is truly measured as the expression. Therefore, you may understand that the reality in itself folds around you and upon you as you see what you feel. You are being given guidance to understand the relationship between yourself and that which forms its bonds with you, and by that unmake the contracts that have held itself over you, by altering how you see your interaction with the reality. It was never outside to look for or within others, but always within the soul process. You come from many amalgamated into one. You are one being, hosting multiple views and visions of many. Which of these are all truly yours and which are not? Refocus, redirect again, because you already are wearing that coat from within. We will see what the oracle has to say. Mice. Stork. Change. Climate. In the nature of the read, the energy presents mice as needing to be mindful. Either mice are being led by many, Pied Piper, or are eating away at what you have stored. Which eyes are yours and which are not? Learn to understand the difference between that experience. We have the stork here that brings life as archetypically presenting itself here, saying that you are well equipped to be able to have height and distance to observe it all. It is the greatest insight to have. Your gift is there to know. The climate is a repeat of the events that you have experienced here through your encounter of the social climate of your reality. Observation requires inward focus to understand how to make the change happen so that you are not being divulged, engorged, so that these energies cannot feed on you, is what you are being shown here. You will explore and encounter these things as they come towards you, and you will make a decision each and every moment by deciding which brings to you what is in harmony to you, as opposed to what is met in challenge. Overall, you are exploring a grand plan that you have already set in motion, and it must be owned by you. Claim it by yourself. Claim your plan, your path for you, not because of, for, or others. Mice. This was the Arcana Veil. Until next time.